So, can you game on a MacBook Retina? Let's find out. Hey guys, Kevin here. So, I did buy the new MacBook Retina. So, I do apologize for that. Not really. I picked up a MacBook Retina. I do actually like the machine. A lot of people are hating on it right now. They think that the USB Type-C is a little, how do you say, premature. There's only a handful of machines and stuff out there for USB Type-C directly. It is starting to become very mainstream, and that's the main reason why I picked up this machine, was to future-proof myself a little bit. But that seems to be the only issue that people are going to have with this machine, in my opinion. And Apple right now, they seem to be going out with pretty much the latest stuff straight away, which is odd for Apple, because usually they hold off while everyone else makes the mistakes. But Apple are bringing out USB Type-C devices. They are bringing out 5K Retinas, and yeah, they're bringing out stuff that you wouldn't really think Apple would bring out. There's going to be more weird stuff to come from Apple in the next few months, I'm sure. But let's carry on with this. So this here is my MacBook. Right now it looks a little different to what it's going to look in a few minutes or a few seconds. I had to buy the UAG case because I almost dropped it. So I'm actually chuffed about this case. Didn't really like plastic cases or those plastic shield cases before, because they always cracked on me. Now this one here is a little bit different. It uses rubber locks, so actually the corners are all rubberized, and the actual little clips themselves are somewhat made of rubber, so they don't crack, which I do like a lot. Also, we have this shroud at the back, kind of protecting the back piece there. Very handy, and it's good that they thought of that, because obviously no air actually comes out of this machine because it's passively cooled. Useless vents at the bottom as usual. It's kind of basically there's a little bit of a gap between these, so I don't see the point in them. Besides that, it's a very rugged looking case, and I don't mind carrying this machine around the place. And pretty much where before I was frightened as hell to bring this thing around the place, so it was in case I dropped it. Rubber locks on the side, so you literally have to unlock each corner to open up the machine. And it's, once you have your machine open, as you may see here, clicks back into place. Very cool, and I do like that type of thing, so I do. So anyway, getting off topic, the whole video is supposed to be about, can this machine actually game? So no. Sure of it, no. We're going to go through a few transitions next, and I'm going to show you a few things about this machine, but it's a few interesting things you can do with this machine got to do with gaming. So let's carry on with the video, and we're going to go and do a little bit of a jump cut. Thanks. So, specs of this base model MacBook is 1.1 GHz Intel Core M processor, 8 gigs RAM, run at 1600 MHz DDR3. We got 250 gig SSD, and graphics are Intel HD graphics 5300, running at 1536 megabytes, so 1.5 gigs. So, as you may see, we have a USB Type-C on this side, and as I flip it over to the right hand side, we have a audio jack, and that is it. As you may see, it has a beautiful 2304 by 1440 display, which makes it a Retina or 2K display. It does play 4K content, but it plays it to the maximum resolution it supports. The picture from all sides is not washed out and looks fantastic on this IPS panel. Sadly, if compatibility is going to become an issue, the USB Type-C is your only connection to everything. So when you do purchase this machine, you will need to buy a dongle of some sort to use any of your peripherals, such as USB hard drives, printers, unless you have wireless options. Dual display is possible with this machine with the HDMI or VGA dongle. This will also come with a USB and charger connection. The HDMI supports full 1080p, and I find that games actually do run slightly better when running through the 32-inch television than on the 2K display. Mainly because it doesn't have as much pixels to push, it does look a lot better on the television. So I will be using my Steam controller. If it does look like I'm doing pretty bad in some of these games, I am going to blame it on this controller, as I'm still not used to it quite yet, even though I've owned it since Christmas 2015. So the game that I'm going to start off with is Grid 2. I find it's a great little benchmark to test all my games on. It's going to be at the lowest settings, so don't expect much from this, and we're just going to see how the MacBook plays, and it should run well on the lowest settings. As you may see, the specs aren't very high, and I wouldn't expect much when it comes to gaming directly on this machine. Now we're going to show you what you can really do with this machine. So as far as I know, everyone knows what Steam streaming is. If you don't, there's a couple of tutorials on YouTube on how to make an old PC or a useless computer into a Steam machine. Saying that, I'm not calling this little MacBook a useless machine, but I wouldn't call it a gaming machine, and that's why I recommend this method. I will be streaming my games from my Mac Pro desktop 4.1. If you want to see any of the videos on how that machine games, please check out the link that should pop up right now. Just to be sure that everyone knows, I am aware that you can buy a cheaper or build a cheaper Steam machine than buying one of these MacBooks. This is mainly an only option situation, so bear with it. I'm aware that there are cheaper and better options out there to make Steam machines, but if you did buy a MacBook, this is an option for you to use your MacBook as a streaming machine, and a very, very portable one, seeing that it's lighter and somewhat quicker in some ways than the MacBook Airs. So why not show a few bit more intenser games that would never run on this machine in a million years. Well, at least not never in the highest settings anyway, but this here is Fallout 4 fully maxed out on 1920 by 1080, being streamed straight to the MacBook in 1920 by 1080.
Total atomic annihilation, the rebuilding of this great nation of ours may fall to you. That's why we at Vault-Tec have prepared these educational materials for you to better understand the 7 defining attributes that make you special. In this chapter, we focus on perception. It is the unfortunate truth that when you go above ground, you will be faced with many post-nuclear nuisances. These frightening menaces will come in all different... And to answer the question, do you know what makes you special?
sunscreen on a passed out guy too much to ask?
Located. In pursuit.
So to achieve this actual performance through my internet, I had to actually buy, you guessed it, more Apple products. So I purchased a time capsule 3TB and a AirPort Extreme, and currently have them wirelessly bridged, one from the AirPort Extreme downstairs, wirelessly bridged to my time capsule upstairs, and that's where my main hub for internet comes from. So just giving a quick example of how easy it is to actually set this up downstairs, anywhere in your house, and just start playing games. So, conclusion time. Would I buy this machine for gaming? Not a chance. Can it play games? Kinda. It can play Left 4 Dead 2 or any of the Valve games without many issues, but no mainstream games today. I wouldn't recommend it and I wouldn't advise it at all. But really, that's not what it is built for. It was mainly built as an iPad alternative. It's more functional than an iPad, just as quiet, and doesn't weigh much more, actually quite similar to an iPad Pro. I would recommend this machine to students, people in business, mainly on the go or on the run all the time, which I know students are. Personally, I like the machine. I have always liked the new MacBook Air form factor. Now I can enjoy it without the fans spinning up. Anyways, thanks for watching my video, guys. Please rate, subscribe if you've enjoyed it. I know it's something a little bit different than what I usually do, but please thumbs up, whatever you like to do. Also, if you want more 4K content like I've just done right now, please leave us some comments or give us some likes. Thanks very much. Bye.